Hi, welcome back. This is another one of the Advanced Game Design Mechanic talks based on the popular Make Your Own Mobile Game in 60 Minutes talk that I put up on YouTube. So this hidden game design mechanic doesn't really deal with any specific programming principle, but it's the concept of improving your craft. Once again, this talk is sponsored by chromacoders.org, which is a site and a club dedicated to helping students make mobile games, make awesome games in teams. And so what is improving your craft? Let's move on to that. So improving your craft is really about taking your genius game idea, whatever it is, and figuring out the practical structures to actually get your game to succeed in the marketplace. And why do I even mention this improving your craft? I mean, it isn't like specifically game design oriented, but it seems to be a very important concept because as I've talked to various students around at various universities working on their own games, I'll see that they'll do a game on the PC or some other platform that isn't necessarily as popular or whatever else, and they'll just release it there, and it really never becomes a huge success, even though it could be potentially a good idea. And so the goal of improving your craft is so that you can take that genius idea, so let's say you prototype some awesome idea on the PC or whatever platform you use, and then you actually figure out a way to make it so that it's accessible and universal and fun and successful in the marketplace. And so how do you improve your craft? I think that's important too, because it's one thing to say, oh, improve your craft. It's more than just reading books. I read actually a book a while back on songwriting. And what's interesting about this book is that it mentions stuff about these songwriters who said that, look, you can have your awesome creative message, your creative song, but you need to figure out the craft, the song structure to actually make that song succeed in the marketplace. And if you didn't actually understand both or do both well, which is the creative message and the song, the love song or whatever else, along with the structuring it in the right way, it would not succeed. And it's the same with games. You can take your genius game idea, but if you don't know how to structure it or craft it in a way so that it can be accessible to the marketplace, it will not succeed. And so that's the goal of this talk, is to give you insights into ways that you can help to improve your craft. Show you ways that you can develop your craft and learn more about your game design craft. So one way to do that is to obviously study other games in other genres. So for example, I'm working on mobile games right now. But, for mobile games, yes, there's some books on it, and I could read some books on it. But really, if you think about it, the App Store for these mobile games is kind of a living book. And so one way to improve my craft is to actually look at the top games and see what they're doing to succeed. That top game chart consistently changes, so it's good to just check it out maybe on a weekly basis and see some of the new games and identify why they're succeeding. What are they doing differently that's actually succeeding? So that's one way. Another way is to listen to videos from game developers who give talks. There's a game developers conference where people go and give talks on game design and whatever their experiences with whatever project or game they worked on. Now, that actually costs money to listen to, but you know what? There's actually another awesome conference called Casual Connect, and they put their videos online for free. So Game Developers Conference, they actually have some free videos and some free recordings. So if you go to gdcvault.com, so let's, hang on a second. Okay, so if you go to gdcvault.com, you can actually click on the free video plus audio plus slides section to actually listen to some interesting talks from other game designers and game developers. So that's one way. But like I said, Casual Connect is another awesome, popular conference, and they actually put their videos of pretty much all of their lectures at the conferences online on YouTube for free. So you can actually type in Casual Connect at YouTube, and you will see a whole bunch of Casual Connect interviews and lectures, and you can just go click on the Casual Connect user ID, and what you will see is pretty much a lot of all their videos. So for example, they just had a conference in Kiev, and they pretty much put a lot of their lectures online from that conference. Same with Seattle. They had a conference this past summer in Seattle, and you can actually listen to those lectures.
I'd like to introduce Matt Wilson.
I definitely do that. I think what's cool is you listen to a lot of these people who have succeeded in the marketplace, where they're taking, a fun game concept, and then they discuss what they needed to do to actually make their creative game idea a practical success. And so one of these popular talks that you may even want to listen to just to get an idea of what people talk about at these conferences is winning in social mobile. Okay, so that's a talk that was given at Casual Connect. So you do a search for it on YouTube. You can find it here. And you can just actually just click on it and listen to it. It's about a 20-minute talk, and it talks about how this indie studio made a mobile game called Zombie Farm that pretty much made over $10 million on the iPhone platform. So you can learn kind of what practical things they did to actually succeed, how they actually kept their users, what they had to do to retain users, what they had to do to actually get the initial users and stuff like that. So that's the benefit of listening to these lectures and videos online. And then finally, there's chromacoders.org, the blog, where we actually interview successful game developers who've done either indie games or mobile games or whatever else. And it's a more in-depth interview, and you can listen to those and just see what these developers have done to succeed in the marketplace. So that's one thing. Now I'm going to give you an example of the power of improving your craft. So let's talk about Draw Something. So you may have heard of this game. It was a very popular game on mobile for a while. And it's pretty much Pictionary. You draw something and you have someone else guess what it is. Okay, but you know what? There were actually a lot of other games just like Pictionary on iPhone before this game. So why did this game get downloaded over 50 million times? And we've never really heard of those other drawing games. And why is that? Because they understood their craft really well. So they had a good game idea, which was kind of a Pictionary idea. But then they also found a way to actually make it they found the craft structures to actually make it succeed in the marketplace. And one of those things was asynchronous play. So what they did is they actually had it so that, some of these other games before Draw Something, you would all have to be online at the same time while you're playing the game. So everyone have to be synchronized and all online at the same time. Well, what Draw Something did is they borrowed the idea from Words with Friends and some of these other two-player back and forth mechanics where it's like, you know what, one person can make a move and then another person can check it later and just see the drawing later or whatever else. So that asynchronous play made a difference. Secondly, sharing to Facebook. You made a cool drawing. You might want to share it with your friends. So you share it on Facebook, and then other people can hear or check out exactly, this cool drawing and then wonder, hey, what actually made this drawing? So those are just a couple craft elements that finally catapulted this idea, which was already on the mobile space or already in the iPhone, into something that was a universal or a worldwide phenomenon. So that is the power of improving and understanding your craft really well. So once again, thanks again for your time. Feel free to go to chromacoders.org and sign up for our mailing list if you want to get more monthly or weekly emails on ways to improve game design or on game design concepts. And definitely check out our blog where we have interviews with successful game developers. Thanks again. Good luck.